this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. There are times when you stop what you're doing and deal with a problem, and this is one of those times. Why this has happened, I don't care at this point in time. I'll worry about that later down the line if I choose to do so. But what's gone wrong is of paramount importance. I was just having a look round, as one does first thing in the morning, getting my water ready to start doing what I do. And out of the corner of my eye I saw this. Now you've currently got the view that I would have had. That doesn't look right, does it? You sort of think, well, that's its latest growth. What's it doing going that colour? So that's initial problem. Next problem, look at it. So that's what I did. I picked it up and I looked at it. That is full of moisture of some sort. I don't care what it is or why it is, it shouldn't be there. That bulb has totally rotted. That's probably a bacterial infection that's just got in there. I mean, I don't believe this one's been watered too much because this one gets allowed to dry properly in between. But nonetheless, the problem's there. First thing to do is surgery. In this case, if you've got some sort of bacterial problem on your orchid, get it out. Because leaving it there any length of time will not do it any good at all. Seriously, this is not mucking about. So whatever that bacterial infection is has taken that bulb down. I hope you can see that liquid, it's full of it. Now the last thing I want to do is get whatever's inside that bulb anywhere near the rest of the plant. Yeah? So I've got to be careful. First thing, get it out of the pot. And then you sort of question yourself, is there anything seriously wrong inside the pot? Well, probably not really. It wasn't repotted that long ago, so the media is not breaking down. But nonetheless, bacterial infections can move up into the plant from the media, you know, so can some fungal infections, you know. So, as I said, why this has happened at the moment, I don't care. But this plant probably had less than a day, maybe 2 days at most, before it would be lost. This is not a I'll do it at the weekend job, this is a stop what you're doing and do it now job. Now, as I've said, strangely enough, that media has that smell of mushrooms, and it shouldn't have. It's not that old. So something's gone wrong, possibly at the base of this plant. It's got into the media. Now what have I got? I have a new growth that may not be savable. It might have already gone too far. And that latest growth has a new growth inside of here that doesn't look that happy, but it also has the chance to push another one out from this side if it makes it, and it might not. And I have an older, what is now a back bulb, that normally I don't worry too much about, but in this case I'm going to worry about it because that might be all I've got left to start again. So very carefully I'm going to ease that away. I'm not using the scissors at the moment. Now that most of the roots on there are not viable, but that doesn't mean it can't recover. But I don't see any signs of rot at the base of that. But bacterial and fungal infections are based on living organisms, so hydrogen peroxide should clean anything off that's on that bit. I will trim some of these roots because they're dead, but I want to just leave enough at the base for it to be able to get in a pot. So that's one little piece. Now, without breaking that soggy bulb and letting all that liquid out, I want to get this other growth off. Now, I think I'm going to cut it, because if I tear it I may well release that liquid and get it all over the rest of the plant, so I'm going to cut it. It looks okay at the base, so we can eliminate one particular problem. But the next thing is, how far has this gone? That is wet at the base. I think I may have to take that one off too. Yeah, see, this feels slimy and it shouldn't do. So can I get that one off? See that, now that I can see it properly, that new growth has already gone. That's soggy at the base. So there's no point in keeping either of those two pieces. They're of no use. And now I've taken those off and I can see the base of that bulb. It's too late. Already it's gone. So that leaves me, sorry that was rubbish, not in the sink. That's all I'm left with. That was important. Yeah. I'm not going to bother showing you repotting a back bulb. There's no point. What I wanted to show you is the speed at which this sort of thing can get hold. Now the initial signs were a leaf going with a bit of black on it. Yeah, that's happened fast. Another leaf going. Yeah, on a bulb that's not that old. Yeah, another leaf on its way out. So this soggy bulb here started not that long ago with showing signs on its leaves, and then whatever that is got a hold fast. Plant's ability to stop that sort of thing, zero once it gets a hold. So this plant may be totally lost as a consequence of possibly not seeing that maybe 2 days ago. I may have been able to save that one. Quite honestly, I don't think so. Whatever got into that plant got into it and moved fast. And you got the two main culprits are the black rot and the brown rot, both of which are soggy types of infections. But whatever it was, it's gone. And I've got one little back bulb to try and save. Yeah, there are times when you've lost a plant and you may never know why, and I may never know why that's happened. You know, I mean, the plant had a reasonable root system for its size, some viable roots in there, it had those, but it still went down really, really fast. And that is incredibly annoying, because that was one of my, I know it's called Oncidium on the tag, if that camera will get on it, but that was effectively one of my old-fashioned Odontoglossum types, and I'll put a picture up on this video of what the blooms look like and why this is a sad day. Losing that plant, which I probably won't be able to replace because of where it came from, is quite a loss to me. You know, out of all my plants there are some that are special. That was one of them. That's how fast it can happen. And if you don't deal with it fast, it gets to that point where it's too late. And that point came in a couple of days, because I can assure you last time that plant was watered, there were no colorations on that bulb, its latest growth. That was green. And that may or may not have been green. But I'll show you what I'm getting at. That's infection. Yeah, look at it. So now and it smells horrible. So too late, probably, in this case. Days. That happened in days. Not months. Days. So, well, now you've seen what can happen. Keep your eyes open. Look at your plants. I know some of us got busy work lives and things, but perhaps get up a bit earlier and have a look round before you go to work and possibly save that happening. Have a look round in the evening with your glass of wine and save that happening. If you walk away from them and something like that starts to get a hold and you don't deal with it there and then it really gets a hold and it's too late. That's horrible. It's sad to see, but it happens, yeah? There's an expression in England, shit happens, and that's an example of it happening, and that may be a total loss. I'll try and work on the back bulb, but yeah, not a happy video, but that's life, yeah? These things happen, and all you can do is keep your eyes open, look at your plants regularly, try and spot something changing, and then pick it up and look at it properly. If I'd spotted that maybe 3-4 days ago, I may not have lost that one. It's too late, it's gone. Whatever that is in there. And it doesn't matter what sprays or treatment I try and give that, it will not be saved. It's gone. It's too late. Maybe I can save the back bulb. Sorry about that one, but these sort of things for me are important to show. If you only show the good stuff, where's the learning? Yeah? That sort of thing's important. The black rots and the brown rots, the fungal and, more importantly in this case probably, the bacterial infections, work fast. Well, you need to work faster, or you lose a plant. And this sort of thing is far more, I won't say it's common because it's not, but it tends to hit the things with pseudo bulbs more than others. It'll have your cattleyas as well if it gets a hold, yeah. So there we go. A sad one, but nonetheless a learning curve. If you ignore these little tips and little snippets, well, be it on your own head. And I'd hate to see anybody else lose a plant like that just for the lack of looking. So a practical example of what can go wrong and how fast it can go wrong. See you next time. I'll add another bit on. It might be only specific to me and a few others, but how do I water my plants? I share water. I pour water in one pot and then I pick it up and pour it into the next pot. So I water in a sequence. I know which pots come after this one. I've now got to get them all out and have a good look at them as I go along today. Well, it'll be today and tomorrow. Actually, I'm not going to do the whole thing today, but I've got to look at every single one and look for signs. If you can catch the signs early enough, you can stop it spreading. But once something like that gets a hold, most of the time the infected parts are lost and it may well have got into other parts and still not shown yet. Yeah? Okay, so I've now got to have a really good look down the line. Now the ones I was about to start watering are my Paphiopedilums, Masdevallias and Restrepias, because they need a different regime to my other orchids, so they always get treated separately. And in amongst that set are the Miltoniopsis. Yeah, simply because they're very low feeders and do not like high levels of feed, so they can all be treated the same. But they are always watered in front of these orchids. It's the other side of these orchids I've got to check, and it will be thorough. And any signs will be dealt with there and then. Too late for this one, I'm afraid. It happens. See you next time.